Hello, Fight Insight fans, viewers, and listeners. I'm the Filipino podcasting machine, Princey D, and with me, as always, the man formerly known as Timbo Slice Timmy B. Before we start, please take a moment to subscribe to us on YouTube so you don't miss a single episode. If you'd like to support the show, check out middaysquares.com and save 15% by using code FIGHTINSIGHT15. On today's episode, we talked our favorite tropical fruit, recap home via decision, discuss the good and bad coaching, and a whole lot more. Tim, hit it.
Yeah, it's Timmy B, Princey D, Fight Insight. Yeah.
All right, you may remember our guest from way back in episode number 13. She's a Canadian Muay Thai fighter under Lion Fight, North America's largest Muay Thai organization. On July 8th, she fights in Boston, Massachusetts for their light flyweight North American title. She's one of our favorite guests that we've ever had. And after watching her win her fight following her appearance on our podcast, we were so excited to see the news that she was getting her shot at the title just as she had prophesied. So Mystic Regan is here. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back to the podcast our friend and yours,
Regan, your coconut going.
Coconut milk this time?
Coconut Milk Prince. Look what I got.
Are those
I
coconut
got some.
chips?
No, this is just crappy Longo sweetened flaked coconut, but that's okay.
Guys,
Coconuts are out.
Just to let you guys know, there's like 1 gram of sugar in this one can, so this is really good for you. So that's the reason why I picked this. So just to let you guys know, health conscious, baby.
Good. Regan, how are you today?
I'm really good. I'm super excited to be back with you guys. I missed you.
Nice. Well, congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
The last win that you had, which was so long ago now.
I know, COVID, man.
And can I complain about Fight Pass?
Go for it, man. Go for it.
During Regan's fight, the stupid Fight Pass cameras glitch out, and we miss like at least half your fight, right?
I think it was 1 round from what I heard from most people. They were able to watch the first, second, and then the fourth and the fifth. But I do, in defense of Fight Pass, it wasn't so it's like the venue has to hire people to whatever, run all that stuff, and they didn't have a backup generator, which apparently you're supposed to have at every other world. So their first generator went out, and then whoever the production company just didn't have a backup one. So it wasn't Fight Pass, and it was like the company that we had to contract to come in and tape everything.
Oh, right. Someone's getting fired. That's so bad.
I think a few people got fired.
Yeah. All right. Well, Regan, since your last appearance, we've instilled some rules on the podcast. So I want to take you through a few rules before we start. If you start to...
Can I curse?
Yeah, you can curse is fine.
Okay.
But if you start to be like a little bit too boring or anything, then what we do is we go...
Supergirl, a little overzealous, touching her down. That's the way of the right.
We will give you the chop to pick up the action, Regan.
Okay. I message received.
Yeah. Now for those that watch this podcast regularly, we were laughing at that when that guy did that at 1FC, and that's
Oliver Costa.
Yes, Olivier Coste.
Yes.
And he does the chop, and then Regan messages right away, "You idiots, that's chop."
I didn't call you idiots. I was just laughing because I was listening to the podcast, and it was really adorable because, like, if you watch a fight in Thailand, they always, like, the Thai ref will be like, if there's no action, they'll try and speed it up by doing that.
Okay.
But I've never really seen it in an MMA fight.
It Riggs, you know what? And I tried to play it off like I knew. I'm like, I knew that. I knew it. I had a feeling as well. I just didn't go with it. I'm glad that Riggs was able to clarify it. So yeah.
So so that's a thing. You're defending Mr. Olivier Coste now?
Not necessarily, because I don't think he's a Muay Thai ref. I don't know that they do that in MMA. I don't. It might be cultural appropriation. I'm kidding.
Yeah,
But
I don't. Well, I think he does do some Muay Thai because in ONE FC they do Muay Thai fights.
that's true.
So-
That's true. Yeah.
So I'm not sure how that goes. Okay, that brings me into a question, Regan. You're with Lion Fight, and we're going to talk about your fight in a second.
Mhm.
Biggest organization in North America? Is that right?
Yes, for Muay Thai, yeah, for
For
sure.
Muay Thai. Yeah. You are on contract with them, or how does that work as a professional?
I do have a multi-fight contract with them.
Okay,
Yes.
nice.
Yeah.
And now Invicta FC, like the female MMA league, their owner, Shannon Knapp, in their contracts, even though they're contracted, she does allow them to fight off promotion. Does your Lion Fight allow you to fight in other promotions?
Technically, it's a North America exclusive contract, so I'm not supposed to. But I know they've been, especially with COVID, there's been a lot of leniency. So they've had, like, there's other fighters that are on contract who I've seen fight for different promotions in North America.
Oh, okay.
So the answer is no, but also probably yes if I asked.
All right. Okay. And
like bare knuckle.
That would be amazing. My boxing
Oh.
is very good.
wait, hold on. Are you serious? You would fight bare knuckle?
I would love to fight bare knuckle. Are you kidding me? That would be so much fun.
That wasn't the
Yeah.
response I was expecting. I was expecting a laugh.
Yeah.
Oh, like, whoa, holy crap. Okay, Reeks, god dang. Whoa. My gosh.
That'd be fun.
Okay. Hey, well, Paige Van Zandt needs an opponent, so you just
He's a
bulk
little
up.
big. Yeah, I'll have to gain some more muscle. Just like 10, 15 pounds maybe. What does she fight at now?
No,
125?
she fights at 125, maybe even bigger. But yeah, she's
that's
had a lot of
quite-
surgery. Yeah.
So a few extra
Few extra ounces here and there. Yeah. Okay, hold on. So you would fight bare knuckle. That's interesting.
Yeah, I would love to. There's a Muay Thai promotion, Muay Thai Super Champ, that it's Muay Thai with like 4-ounce gloves. It's not bare knuckle, but it may as well be. I would love to fight that.
Okay, so hold on. So that was my other question. You know, things go well for you here. You become the North American champion. You then move on, and I'm guessing you're going to say your goal is still for that world title after that?
Yes.
Yeah, you got to say that more confidently.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, good. I'll edit that so it makes it look
That
better.
sounded offensive. Like I was like offended that you asked.
Yeah, well, you should be, because you should go, I told you last time. Okay, so then you get the North American title, you get the world title. And is ONE FC in your sights? Is that a thing?
That would be, they're an amazing, like, ONE Championship. They would be amazing to fight for. The only thing with ONE Championship, I mean, if they ever wanted me to fight for them, their atom weight is 115 and below.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit big for me still. Although, I mean, there's a lot of women who are like small, like they generally fight at 105 and they fight at 115 for ONE Championship.
Yeah.
I could do it. And I fought Janet Todd before. She was bigger than me.
What?
Yeah.
You
I fought her in 2018. It was before she went to ONE Championship. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. And I mean, she was really good. Great fighter. But she was bigger than me. And I think that more than anything mentally affected me going in, because I was like, oh, she's bigger. Like, I'm probably going to lose. And I kind of beat myself before going in. So I'd really have to work on that, I think, if that were the case.
All right. Well, that's cool. Man, if you get into ONE FC, Lion Fight is incredible, but ONE FC, they're Muay Thai, they fight with the 4-ounce gloves. So that's, right down your lane.
And
they don't have any Canadian fighters too, not in their atom weight division, not in their Muay Thai atom weight, I feel.
Yeah.
And Riggs, can you imagine your intro too? The intro music and the fireworks, and I can help you out with that. That's not a problem. Like
of course.
We can have the ghetto Cirque du Soleil happening. Like all.
Cirque du Soleil.
What is a ghetto Cirque du Soleil?
Oh, trust me. Let your imagination run free. I'm telling you. You just.
I'm picturing now. What song would you pick though? I need to know.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm a Barbie girl in the Barbie world, or something like
Yes.
that. I don't know. We'll work on it. I don't know, something with
I like
Shania
it.
Twain, Celine Dion. Like, we can figure it out. I'll have a dream board ready to go.
A nice remix. Regan, tell us about, before we get into nonsense, tell us about, I mean, we started with nonsense, but what's happening July 8th? Your fight got postponed. It got postponed a month. How are you feeling with that? Everything good? What's the plan?
Yeah, so we found out last week that, because it was supposed to be June 4th in Texas, and they called and they were just having a lot of issues, I think, with the venue and with logistics. So they just decided to scrap that card because it's just going to be too much of a pain to put on. So they ended up they switched everyone's fights to different cards, and mine got pushed to the Boston card on July 8th, which is fine with me because that just gives me extra time to train, which is my favorite part of fighting is training, actually.
Okay.
I always, my friend Taylor and I joke about this all the time. Like, we don't actually enjoy fighting. We just really like winning, and we really like training. So I'm like, perfect. I get extra time to train with my coaches. This is fantastic.
That's good.
Yeah.
All right. And who are you fighting? How do people watch? Like, I want to get that out of the way, make sure I don't miss that.
Well, it'll be streamed live on Fight TV, which is an app you can download.
Okay. Do I have to pay for that?
I think it's like $4.99 or something. This subscription.
Canadian.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so then for our US listeners, that's like $1.
Yeah,
right? It's like nothing.
Yeah.
Good. Okay.
And or you can come down to Boston and watch it live and get some tickets. And if you do want to do that, you can go on the Lion Fight website. There's a link, and you can use my code. It's just my last name. It's Gowing, Gowing, and put it in, and then I think you get a tiny little discount. But then I get recognized as somebody that people want to fight, and then they'll give me more fights. So that's awesome.
Oh, nice. Okay, hold on. Right after this podcast, make sure you send me that, so then I can put that in the show notes so people know. Okay, so in the show notes we will put that link. But lionfight.com?
I believe it's lionfight.com. They'll have a link for it. I'm sorry.
All right, we'll figure it out. Look in the show notes.
Write this down.
That's fine. That's fine. When you're champion, you better know this crap. But right now you're a challenger. It's okay. It's understandable. Going to Boston. Have you ever been to Boston?
No, I've never been to Boston. I fought in New York a lot, which is, I think it's like 7 hours away from Boston. But I've never been to Boston, and I'm pretty excited.
All right. Well, to prepare you for Boston, I'm going to teach you some Boston slang.
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay? Because you got to like be one with the people. You know what I
got to blend in,
All right. In Boston, they say wicked a lot.
Oh, yeah. Wicked smart.
Wicked smart. Yes.
Wicked smart. There you go.
Okay. So that means very or really, right? You can use that all the time. Townie.
A townie? As someone who lives in town?
Yeah. Okay. This is not genius slang, Regan, but yeah, a native to the Boston area. I can't say this word on its own, but I'm going to the Packy.
Oh, I know this one. It's like the corner store, I think, right? Or like a maybe I don't. I let y'all down. Oh,
liquor store.
Liquor store.
Going
Yeah.
Liquor. So the Packy is called the Packy is a liquor store. Bubbler or bubbler.
The bubbler.
The bubbler.
A water fountain?
Holy crap. Genius.
Is it?
Holy crap.
Random guess?
So smart. So smart.
So smart. Wicked smart.
Wicked smart, guys.
Dunks. Going to the dunks.
Dunks. Like basketball court?
No, very American though. It's a very
Dunkin'
American thing.
Donuts?
Yes.
I thought I was going to the toilet.
I
I'm having a bowel movement. Yeah.
I got it. How about I'm gonna bang a Yui?
Princey, is your mind going or mine?
Yeah, you and I both. We're on the same wavelength here, right? We're trying to keep it rated PG. There's kids that watch this thing. But go ahead, Riggs. It's your show. You're the star.
Bang a Yui.
I want to keep it PG, but it sounds hilarious. But is it just like do a U-turn?
It is. Holy cow. Regan, are you from Boston? What the hell?
But
How
they're
did you
gonna
know
think.
this? I know. All right, hold on. And then do I have one more? Ba, 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 ba. No, that is it. All the rest are kind of lame. I mean, this one's obviously yaha.
Yeah.
Yaha.
Wait, use it in a sentence, please.
Yaha.
From the Latin, yaha. I
Yeah.
would like to yaha.
Does that just mean yes?
Yeah. It's the way they say yes, sir, or yaha, it did happen. But here's the thing, Regan, when you go down there and you're doing interviews, you got to use these terms.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So if someone goes like, hey, what's your favorite podcast? Then
And Regan's gonna be like, I'm gonna
Regan, your
bust a
answer?
Yui.
I'm gonna bust a Yui. Wait, what was it? Bang a Yui?
Yeah, bang a Yui. I'm gonna bang a Yui to get to the packy.
Or the
Right?
junkie. Or
To the dunks. To the dunks.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm messing them up.
That's all right. All right. Listen to this podcast back. Practice those in your lingo. You'll be fine. All right. One question was that we got from FLA, which is Fight League Atlantic. They were on our podcast. It's a guy out. They run MMA organization out in the Atlantic East Coast.
Yeah.
They said, are you going to fight in Canada down the line? And I think they're offering you a fight. I think that's the idea here.
Yeah, I'd love to. I mean, I've never fought in Canada because the pro Muay Thai scene was not. I mean, we do have some organizations now just starting up. But the other thing is I never really fought even in my amateur fights. I only had like 2 fights in Canada because just nobody was fighting at my weight class. So I would always go to the States. But like I would love to fight in Canada if the right opportunity presented itself, for sure.
Nice. Well, if you're ever interested in fighting out in the East Coast, hit up Derek at Fight League Atlantic. Hello, Derek. And then tell him you want to fight, man. He's messaging in saying, get this girl in our league. So
nice.
Open there. All right. What kind of coach do you like or do you need, Regan? Like, what do you want in your coach?
Oh man, I'm really lucky right now because I have like 3 well, maybe like more than that, but 2 main coaches plus 1.
I think she just fired somewhere.
No, I just have my main coaches and then I have other coaches that kind of assist.
Okay.
When the 2 main guys get sick of me, they just like push me off to the other one.
Nice.
But I think I just need I don't know. I think it's really important to have somebody who's going to be honest with you and push me. And then also somebody who really believes in you too. I think that's important for everybody.
Okay.
And who understands you and what you need. And I just need somebody like I'll do a lot of the work on my own. I'm pretty disciplined. I'll show up and I'll listen. I just need someone who's going to push me like hard. And that's what I need.
All right. Now, honesty during the fight, like what do you want them to say to you in the fight? If you're kind of losing maybe, or they're worried, do you want them to push you? Like, what is your relationship with your coach in that respect?
My coach right now will just tell me what I need to do. They'll be like, this is what, like, if I'm down a round, it's like, you're down a round, you lost a round, this is what you need to do for this round, and X, Y, and Z, go do it. I don't do well with people who lie to me because, like, honestly, if you lost a round, you lost a round. So if I have somebody in front of me that's like, oh, you did amazing, like, you got that round, I'm gonna be like, you're fucking shitting. What are you, blind? Like, I don't trust you. I don't need that. Like, I know reality. So I just need you to tell me what I need to do.
All right. I'm going to show you a clip of something that happened in the UFC last weekend. And tell me what you think about this coach, the way he's speaking to his fighter. But you're going to hear it through an interpreter. But I like the words. And you can listen to his emotion and then listen to the words that the interpreter is saying.
A mão é pela frente que nem a da Dai.
accepting her.
Porra!
You need to
Tá
start
parado
hitting her.
segurando,
right?
parece que tá gostando de ficar ali.
Do you like being tangled up with her?
Mete a mão na cara dela.
Hit her hard.
Esquece o
Right in her
resto.
face. Forget everything.
Acredita
All
na
right?
porra do teu
Believe
jogo
in
de
your
mão.
hand. All right? Believe in your hand.
Tá me entendendo?
Do you get me?
Mete a mão na cara
Put
dela.
your hand to her face.
Não quero.
I don't want anything else.
Mete a mão
If she tangles up,
That was the Holly Holm fight, right?
That was look at you. Yeah, that was the Holly Holm fight. That was Ketlin Vieira's corner. That was after the 4th round. She's losing.
Yeah.
Her coach feels she's losing. And he is giving it to her. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Was
trying
it too
to
harsh? I don't know. How do you feel about that, Regan, when you see that?
I don't think it's too harsh. And if she responds to that, then and he knows that's what's going to motivate her to go out and get win that round, I think that's perfectly fine. If you I don't know, if you're working with a coach for so many years, they know how to get you fired up, right? They know what's going to get you going, and I feel like if he knew that, and then she won the fight, so I'm cool with that.
She did win the fight. Did you watch the fight?
I only watched because I was kind of distracted. I watched the first round, or I think I watched 2 of the rounds. I don't remember which ones they were. But I did watch a couple. I didn't watch the whole fight though, so I don't feel like I have a good opinion.
Okay. Prince and I are going to talk about it later, but I mean, it was a very controversial decision. Well, controversial for some.
For some.
But yeah.
I'm going to tell you from the rounds I watched, I could see it going both ways. Split decisions always suck regardless. But from what I saw, I could see, and again, I only watched 2 rounds. I could see why they may have given it to her.
Yeah,
but
she was doing damage, man. Anyways, we'll talk about that later. But yeah, no, she was doing damage. I thought so. Okay, so you're okay with the coach being aggressive. I do have to ask, because we've had different scenarios throughout MMA for the last year. Because you are a girl, Regan, should a coach treat you differently?
Nope.
No?
I absolutely not. For me, no. I don't see why they should. I don't think being a female or a male dictates how people deal with you or interact with you, especially as a coach. I know. I feel like people probably want to take a softer approach with women, or I think that's probably the stereotype that they kind of align with. But even in my experience, I teach women, and I love teach. I teach the women's program at my gym, and I think one of the reasons it's grown and they're responsive to me is because I don't take that approach. Whereas in the past, I see a lot of male coaches taking a very like soft approach with women, like, oh, you can't push them too hard because they're women, and that kind of gets a bit demeaning.
Yeah.
So absolutely not. I think you treat a fighter how the best way to get what you need out of them.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
What about if your coach is your boyfriend or your husband?
Oh, I couldn't do it. I'm going to tell you right now, I couldn't do it.
No?
No, I couldn't do it. There's just so personally, and I know it works for some people very well, but for me, and I'll tell you right now, so my boyfriend, we met at Muay Thai, and we used to train together. And he used to be one of my, not that he's not anymore, he's going to watch this and he's going to be so upset. So we would train, before we were dating, before we had any sort of relationship like that, we were really good training partners. And then when we started dating, it was like, when we were in a serious relationship, like I like training with him, he's very skilled, but there's like this different level of emotion, like, I don't know. It's like you want the person to be proud of you that you're with. So like you can't take criticism from them or feedback as well. I don't know what it is, but and it's the same for my friends who are in relationships with their boyfriends who train. It's like there's just a weird dynamic, and I don't know exactly what it is. I haven't nailed it down, but it's definitely, it doesn't work for me very well.
All right. No, that's good. And it's good that you can be honest about that, because I don't know if you've seen, but there's been issues in MMA and stuff like that where there's some fighters with their husband or their boyfriends or their coaches.
Yeah.
And then sometimes when they're yelling at them, the internet goes pretty crazy going, abuse, right? Like, because of the way it looks, and then that relationship, and then I mean, in some cases maybe it really is, but it adds a different layer, right? So it's difficult.
Yeah, it's like two so different relationships that you try and like mesh together. For me, I can't do it, but that's just me. Some people work for.
Now, all right. And so before we let you go, and I know we're going a little bit long, but before we let you go, what gym are you at? Where can people find you? And if they want to train with you, where should they go?
Oh, I'm at Gracie Baja in Ottawa, Ontario. It's at 250 City Center in Ottawa. And I'm training with my coach, Nick Castiglia, and Mark Holst are my two main coaches.
And what gym is that at?
At Gracie Baja.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Or Gracie Barra, if you want to pronounce the R's. Some people do.
Yeah. And will they be going down with you to the fight?
Yes, of course. Yeah, so Nick and Mark are both coming down with me for the fight.
Nice. And do you have a large contingent of family or friends that are coming down with you? Like, how's that working out?
Well, I do have. So now that it's in Boston, it's I think it's a 7 hour. It's about a 7 hour drive from Ottawa. Sorry, I think it's 4 hours from New York. I messed that one up. So I have a few people that are coming down from Ottawa, and probably a few more as well as the fight gets closer. So that'll be fun because I never fight close to home, so I never have any like of my fans in the audience anyway. So it'll be nice to have some like local fans. It'll be fun.
Nice. Mm-hmm. No, that's amazing. And is Mick excited for you? Is he there close that we can have him on the podcast again?
For sure. 1 second. Mick.
For those that didn't see episode 13, she's got Mick's mom as her name, and there is Mick.
He was having a nap, so he's very upset with me right now.
Yes. Look at him. He's such a cutie. How old is Mick?
He actually just had his 5th birthday.
Oh, nice. Very nice. Well, happy birthday, Mick. And Regan, one of the questions, and it's appropriate, one of the questions here, fan questions, was, what are you wearing?
Who asked that?
No, I'm just kidding. But I know what you're wearing. So can you show the fans what you're wearing?
Course. I'm wearing my favorite shirt ever that I got from you guys.
Nice.
I wear this all the time. It's super cozy. So if you don't have one, you should get one.
Oh, awesome, Reeds.
Regan, one other question. Oh, no, I have something that came in, and this was from your friend. Hold on, what's wrong with my screen here? It says, this is from your friend. It says, I appreciate everything about her. Let her know that I say Chalk D with future fights, and I wish her the best on her Muay Thai journey. That's from Ashley Nichols.
Oh, Ashley, my broken nut.
So she wanted to say that. Someone else, this must be someone that watched episode 13. They just emailed it in though, and I didn't get their email. It says, have you taken a 4th jiu-jitsu class? I think on your podcast you said you took 3. Have you gone in for one more?
No, I haven't. I'm a liar. I was going to, and I never did. But in my defense, I was training to fight. I was supposed to have a world title back in the fall, and it fell through because she got injured. So that's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it.
Reeks, can you imagine how bad that would be? But like, you're about to go to a fight, and then you're like, "Oh, I got injured. What happened? I was in jiu-jitsu class." What are you doing in jiu-jitsu class? Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, what the hell?
What are you running here? What kind of sideshow?
Regan, we appreciate you coming on. For those that have not watched your fight before, or have not watched you fight before, what can they expect when they watch Regan Gowing, the coconut?
The coconut. I hope they can expect what I've been training very, very hard to do is just be very tactically aggressive, calculated, and technical, and just fun to watch.
Yes.
Yeah. Damn fun to watch, man. Your Instagram is fun to watch. People got to check out at Regan.Gowing, your Instagram, right? Lots of training videos on there. Very aggressive, very good.
Yes.
I do want to share with you, A fan sent in. These are our buddies at MMA Social Squad. They made this poster for you, which we will send to you. Hold on, I got to take this banner off so that it doesn't hide it. But they made this for you.
Reeks, check that out.
Oh my god, that's so much fun.
Yes. So we will send
awesome.
that. Yeah, so we will send that off to you so that you can see that, but and so that you can have that. And Princey is going to animate that, so it will be on our story. So we'll tag you on that as well.
Trust me.
Nice.
You're so good with that. And the promo video you put together, I was so impressed.
Oh, can you email? Can you send that to my mom?
Yeah, I will.
Tell my mom that'd be great.
Mrs. Princey D.
Yes.
Mama.
Mama Princey D. Regan, is there anything that you want to say to the fans, viewers, and listeners, fans of yours, that before we let you go, is there anything that you want to say?
I mean, if I do have fans, thank you so much, and I appreciate you. And I just also wanted to just give a shout out to my sponsors really quickly, if that's cool.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I've got John at BioBonafide, really good collagen products. If you want to get some, please go to his Instagram. It's at BioBonafide. And then I've got Giovanni's is a really good Italian restaurant in Ottawa. Actually, we're going to go there after the fight for a huge celebration. All my fans are invited, all 2 of you. And also Princey and Jimmy, you're invited too.
Yeah.
Yes.
And of course, Brad Hargrove, my real estate guy. He's always a longtime friend and longtime sponsor. Every time I fight, he's on board. Check him out at Brad Hargrove 613 on Instagram. And I've got B Change Ben, who's amazing. Athletic coach, strength and conditioning, anything you need at B Change Ben. And Click MMA is my newest sponsor. I promise it's the last one, guys.
No, it's okay.
Plug away.
Yeah, a really good gym. If you check them out on Instagram, it's at Click MMA, Click with a K, KLIQ MMA, run by a really, really solid group of guys, and they have your best interests at heart if you do go train with them. And
nice.
That's all I have to say.
Send us all the. Can you send me those though? Like on Instagram or something? Send me that, so I'll put it up. I will take a quick moment to say that Click MMA looks beautiful. Holy moly, that gym looks gorgeous. Yeah. It's clean. It's got that white. Yeah, it's got that all white look. Their logo is very cool too. I like that a lot.
Crisp, I know. So good.
Yeah, looks good. Regan, before we let you go, after you win this fight and you become the champion, do you call out the world champ on the mic? Like, what's the plan here? You got to do something to get the hype, right? Like, do not let this moment pass.
Obviously, I do that, Timmy.
For sure? Don't say it now.
Yeah, I don't know if there is a world champ for lion fight at the light flyweight. The flyweight, so the 115, is Amy Pierney, who I was supposed to fight in the fall at a catch weight, but she injured her knee, so I don't know what she's gonna be. I think it was an ACL tear. She's an amazing fighter. I would call her out again on the mic, respectfully. Yeah. And then anyone else who wants to challenge for the world title, for the light flyweight title, for sure.
Okay, but hold on. But I need you to challenge the world champ.
I don't think there is one for lion fight at 110.
No, but call out the 115.
Yeah, I will call Amy Pierney. I'm sure. I already did. I was like, I'll take that fight. No questions asked.
Yes. Call her out. Make a scene of it. Demand that fight.
Get your ACL broken knee in the ring.
Yeah.
And get it up now.
Yeah. Defend or vacate. You can use that term. Defend or vacate. Is it? What did you say her name is? Amy?
Amy. Yeah.
Defend or vacate, Amy. Defend or vacate, and then drop the mic and walk off.
Or medicate.
Guys, it's not really my style, but if you need me to do it, I'll do it.
Yeah, we need you to do that because we want to know a world champion in our lives, Prince. Like, we need to know a world champ for real. So you got to get it, Regan.
So much participation ribbons, it's gonna make you vomit. That's how bad it is. Like, that was so off topic. I'm sorry.
Regan, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. I know it's late. I know you trained today, so thank you so much for making the time for us. We're so excited to watch you fight. We will be there on Fight TV with you, and we will see you with a title in your hands next time we have you on this podcast.
Thanks, guys. It's always fun to be with you. So anytime you need me back, I'll be here with Mick.
Of course. Princey, anything to say before we let her go?
You know, I was just gonna say, sorry, Riggs, I wanted to throw this out there, but I really wish I could be in your corner coaching you. I would be your nonverbal coach. You know what I would do, Riggs? I would not even say a word. I'd bring a can of coconut milk and a picture of Mick. And in Portuguese, I would say, "This is what you're fighting for." And unleash the Kraken. Just saying, whenever you need it.
Yes.
That moral support. Nothing to involve in terms of Muay Thai. I have nothing to contribute in terms of knowledge, but that's what I would bring to the table. Riggs, I'm sorry I'm taking up your time.
Me, you know.
Coconut milk.
All right, Regan. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for joining the podcast for the second time. We really appreciate it. Repeat guest. Thank you.
Thanks for having me, and have a good night, guys.
All right. Have a good one. See you, Regan. Bye-bye. All right, buddy. There is our good friend, Regan Coconut Gowing. Guys, follow her. She thinks she has 2 fans. Follow her.
She's like the queen of Muay Thai, and she's not a friend of podcasts anymore. She is the family
of the podcast. Good one, Prince. All right, Prince. Next week on the podcast, we have a very exciting guest, Caitlin Katniss Neal. She is on Tough Season 30 right now. Are you watching Tough, Prince?
You know what? You know what? I'm gonna start. I'm actually gonna start watching it.
You have to now.
Now I have to. I gotta be on it now.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, my nights trips are gonna be lit.
So for those that aren't watching Tough Season 30, it's the Pena versus Nunes season. It's a good season, man. It's female flyweights and male heavyweights. They're on. We just finished episode 4. Caitlin fought on episode 2, I want to say. She was the first female fight. Spoiler alert, she wins. She has a very interesting backstory. Something crazy happened to her while she was in the house. Very excited to speak to her. And Prince, she trains with our good friends down at Syndicate MMA.
Syndicate.
I mean, who doesn't train at Syndicate at this point?
Yep.
But anyways, very exciting for Caitlin Neal. Prince, I do want to shout out our sponsor, middaysquares.com. Of course, you would have seen it scrolling down on the bottom ticker, but go to middaysquares.com. Those are those functional chocolate bars we tell you about all the time. Middaysquares.com and use code FIGHTINSIGHT15 to save 15%.
Nice.
Prince, let's talk about something. Something popped up today. Do you mind if we speak on something new?
Okay.
This popped up, and I thought it was interesting to talk about. Did you see what happened to your buddy here?
Holy crap, what happened here?
Did you not see this? Okay, this will be interesting then, Prince. We're talking, and on the screen we have from TMZ Sports, UFC's Mark Muñoz, the guy that we had on our podcast, UFC legend, nicest guy in MMA. He's been placed on admin leave from his high school job after letting kids box each other. So, Prince, you don't know about this?
You know what? This is my first time hearing this. This is crazy.
Okay.
Why would they do this?
Prince, here we go, buddy. This is very interesting. I was having discussions about this. This was on our Instagram. We had a poll going. So I will read to you the story. This is from TMZ Sports, okay? And then I'm going to get your reaction to this. This is real-time reaction. This is what real news is like. Mark Muñoz has been placed on administrative leave from his high school wrestling coach job after he let quarreling students box each other. We know that Muñoz was working as a wrestling coach, right? Like that's all on his Instagram.
Yep.
He talked about that when he was on our podcast. Okay. According to sources, 2 students got into an argument on the playground. They then go to Mark Muñoz, who we're told was not made aware of the tiff. So he doesn't know these 2 kids are actually fighting or arguing, okay? They ask if they can put on boxing gloves to settle things. Okay, so the kids go to him to ask if he can. Muñoz allows the fight to happen. He thought the impromptu boxing match was more jovial than violent. Okay, because I guess if these 2 kids come saying, "Can I please put them on?" Right?
Yep.
One of the boys' parents was outraged about the scrap and goes to administration about it. School spokesperson declines to get into specifics, but says that he has been put on administrative leave through the end of the school year, and they will not be renewing his contract once it ends. He will not be returning to campus.
Wow.
So, Prince, what do you think of this? Immediately.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
What's trash?
Trash. The whole situation's trash. You know what? I can't believe they won't even give him a shot or even, have his say on it. I mean, he did not know that those two kids were fighting. He let them in, and maybe it was okay. So they have boxing gloves on campus. So they're, so what are they used for? I mean, for them, I mean, maybe it was
why?
just, yeah. Like, why would you have boxing gloves on campus? Like for him, if two kids say, hey, can we use boxing gloves? Oh, why not? You guys want to work out? Okay, go ahead. Right. He had no idea. Like, that there was an actual conflict or argument prior to all this. So if he knew that previous to that,
Well,
he would have said something. He would have even talked it out. Like, right. So that's
okay. Hold on. So a couple of things here. We're talking about this from a point of zero knowledge aside from the story that's on TMZ Sports. Okay. So just to preface it with that, right? So we don't know anything, but I like what you said in the sense that, well, how the hell did they have boxing gloves there? So does the school teach boxing? Right? Because why would you just have two pairs of boxing gloves that these kids, and the kids knew to go to him to ask, and he's a wrestling coach. So why would he have boxing gloves? It's not like he's a boxing coach. So somehow there's something there. Okay. Yep. Interesting answer that you just said. Second thing you said though is, why would he let them fight it out if he thought it was like a true fight? But the thing is though, is that these kids are probably going to go fight anyways. So is it not better that they fight supervised in front of him? And again, I'm assuming he stayed there to watch them fight. I'm assuming he didn't just give them boxing gloves and walk off. So wouldn't he have stood there to watch? And in which case, then isn't the fight at least a little bit more controlled? Like you're not going to get some Princey D looking guy jumping in and kicking you in the skull when the guy's turned his back. You know what I mean?
Good old Scarborough sidekick. Listen, Timmy, I mean, with this situation, I mean, the high school, like, man, it's that cancel culture, right? That's like, oh my gosh, he does one wrong thing and he's automatically out. Okay, so we don't know what's going on with the behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Maybe the students' family members like in touch with the whole, the parent council or someone behind the scenes or the admin and just really wants this guy to. Maybe the one student's gotten really beaten up is like now she's livid. She wants a head, right?
How much? Yeah, okay.
Right.
If Mark Muñoz is watching the fight, then one kid is not getting that beat up.
Like he would be stepping in and say, hey, okay, that's enough.
Like it's over. Yeah. If the two kids are mature enough to say, hey, Coach Mark, we'd like some boxing gloves so we can settle a score. And he thinks it's jovial. So it's not like they came going, yo, give me this fucking gloves. Right? Then then I would doubt that the kids would let it get crazy far either.
And also from a cultural standpoint, in Philippines, that's actually how we settle things. Like we just have a boxing match. Are
you lying? Are you lying?
No, actually, I'll tell you the truth. I mean, that's how me and my brother, like how my dad just kind of dealt with the situation. They're like, hey, okay, we'd wrap up. We actually got into a fight. We wrapped up our hands with like T-shirts and stuff and went at it. And the thing was that I was actually okay. I'm not lying to you. Like I was actually pretty good, and I got a couple of combos in, and my brother got pissed and took off his stuff and just went at me. He just came at me like with his bare knuckles, right? Oh, sorry, line thing came off there, but yeah, no, I mean that's how we dealt with things, and that's the thing. I mean,
that's here's another thing. You see violence in schools. You see violence around in the city, whatever in our society. There is something to be said about letting two people sort it out that way in a controlled environment to get out their grievances, fight it out, go. Remember, if you watched our podcast with Street Beefs, oh my goodness, why can I not remember his name now? Street Beefs.
Oh my gosh, the gentleman. Oh no! Oh my!
Fair play.
Fair play. Yeah.
I apologize. Fair play. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Okay, if you watched our podcast with Fair Play, he explains that Street Beefs originated as an organization that was meant to get people who had a beef come fight it out and then hug it out. This is a legitimate way of solving arguments that does work, and I do believe that. So I feel very bad for Mark. Now, I was arguing with one of our friends online who was saying, fuck that, you can't do that, there's liability on the school, there's liability there, Mark should have known better, blah, blah, blah. Again, we don't know all the details of the story, but as it stands, as it reads, man, this guy should not be in trouble.
Okay, look, man, if that's
and I don't know the damage that the kid took.
Okay, look, at this point, then everything that involves physical contact, boxing gloves, wrestling mats, anything that involves physical contact, take that all out of the school. Take it all out of the school.
Yeah.
Because what are you doing? You're engaging in, again, physical contact where you're actually performing martial arts, you're doing wrestling, you're boxing. Someone could get hurt. So where's the liability in that? You might as well take all of that out. Take it all out. There's no point. Cancel the whole wrestling, cancel boxing, cancel everything.
Yeah. Very interesting. On our poll as of right now, as we're recording this on Wednesday night, it's been up for about 6 hours. 100% of the respondents say, I have no issue with what Mark did or the students. That's 64% of our respondents say that. The other 36% do not say it's wrong, which is an option. They just say, me no read good, me listen to podcast Thursday. So they're going to listen to this to understand the story because they didn't want to bother clicking on the link to read what actually happened. So fine. But for those that knew, 100% think that Mark is fine. Interesting. Prince, I do want to raise something. Do you know about something called mutual combat?
Mutual combat. That sounds like
a Mortal Kombat ripoff.
But instead it's like mutual. You go in and you're like, hey, we mutually agree that we're gonna engage in combat.
Yes, that's exactly what it is. It is a legal thing. Do you know this, or did you just think that up?
That's pretty. Actually, I'm not gonna lie. I thought that out myself.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That said, Regan really ruined my game with the Boston slang. She just got everything right immediately. Like, what the hell? Like, no bad picks. Anyways.
Yeah.
Okay. So mutual combat is a term commonly used in United States courts. It occurs when two individuals intentionally and consensually engage in a fair fight while not hurting bystanders or damaging property.
Yes. You know what, Tim? It happened in this, I think somewhere in Phoenix. There used to be a guy that used to walk around in a Superman costume. Phoenix Jones.
Yes.
And they called out mutual combat because somebody was picking at him and the police just let it go.
Yeah.
And it was insane.
Yep. Yeah, it happened in 2012. Phoenix Jones did that. There's also been other instances, but it is a defense in law I think it's in Oregon that is not allowed. Specifically, that is not allowed. But in many U.S. states, I don't know about Canada, there is something called mutual combat. So if two people say, hey, we are going to fight, we are not going to hurt anybody else, and we are not going to damage any property, you cannot be arrested or you cannot be charged for the fight.
Yep.
Now, if it gets too far and you then start injuring the guy, meaning let's say you knock him out, but then you start hitting him more or you start going too aggressive, at that point it becomes assault. But at the point where you're just saying, hey, we're going to fight, it is okay. So I don't know if this applies to children. I don't know how old the children are that we're talking about with Mark Muñoz. I mean, they're in high school.
Minors, right?
But it's interesting, man. Right? So, Mark, we wish you the best. We hope that everything works out for you. We hope that there is nothing bad in this story. Right? We hope that nothing bad comes out. We hope that it is okay. And we do hope that Mark, or for all those involved, that everybody is okay.
I just hope there's a petition that goes out, that makes sure that he gets his job back. I mean, they've got a petition out for Heard to be canceled out of Aquaman 2. So I think there should be a petition for Mark over here because it's just not right. To me, that's so wrong.
I signed a petition for there to be no Aquaman 2 at all. but I don't know if that like.
I think you were the front runner, the person that actually led it.
Yeah, screw those movies. This is garbage. All right, friends of the podcast update. Prince Elise Anderson, 1FC 157, first round submission victory. Congratulations to Elise. Ricky Tercios, we announced last week that he has his fight. Well, he does. It's July 9th against Ayman Zahabi. That is legendary TriStar coach Faraz Zahabi. It's his younger brother. So Ricky Tercios, July 9th. So
Finally,
excited.
baby.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Know what I mean?
Finally, man. It's been you know what I mean?
Know
You know what I mean?
Know what I mean?
You know what I mean?
Know what I mean? Prince, last week, okay, we're running short on time. There is no UFC fights this weekend, so that's fine. Last week, we talked to Judge Mike Bell.
Yes.
Very interesting discussion. And then Prince, God damn it. So we had to edit out a part of the podcast. For those that don't know, how would you know? We edited out a large chunk of the podcast with him because we were talking about a fight that he said was too recent for him to talk about, and he couldn't talk about it. So we said, okay, we'll edit this out. It was great discussion. However, this weekend, and now he's not on the podcast, this weekend he is embroiled in controversy when it goes to the Ketlen Vieira fight. He was one of the two judges that scored it for Ketlen Vieira. Prince, there is a website called MMAdecisions.com.
Yep.
And it shows you all the scores. Now, pulling up here on screen the scorecards for Ketlen Vieira versus Holly Holm. It's way too small for anybody to see. But you can see how Judge Mike Bell scores it. You can see how Derek Cleary scores it. And you can see how Sal D'Amato scores it. Two judges score it for Vieira. Not only that, but the website also shows media outlets and how they score it. Two media outlets out of 15 or so. So mind you, it's only 2 out of 15, but 2 of them do score it for Ketlen. Prince, I don't think it was a giant robbery. And I don't think that judges should be called out like DC, Daniel Cormier was calling out judges. People were calling out judges. But 2 of them saw it for Ketlen. It's not like when you have one judge calling it for the wrong fighter and you're like, whoa, what the fuck's wrong with that guy? But this one you had 2. So you can't say the judging is wrong when 2 of them called it for her and 2 media outlets. So, Prince, did you watch the Ketlen Vieira fight?
I did, and I mean, it was one of those fights that were really tough to watch. I mean, it was tough to judge, just because score in itself, just even looking at it, like you just don't know where it was going to go to. And even Ketlen also at the very end, she was so shocked. She was like, "Oh my gosh, I won!
Yes.
This is nuts!" Like she was crying, she was bawling. But I had it for Ketlen. I honestly thought that she took it as well because she was more aggressive. She threw more strikes.
Harder
strikes, more damage. And I mean, Holmes was, just keeping her towards the fence. That was pretty much it. That's all she did, right?
Yeah. Look. Yeah. And just, I have it here on my phone so I can see, but it was The Score and MMAfighting.com. They both scored it for Vieira, along with Mike Bell and Derek Cleary. Okay. Interestingly, the judge that normally gets into trouble is Sal D'Amato, and he scored it for Holly Holm. So Holly Holm releases a statement. I'm going to put it on screen here. She says, "It's just frustrating because I think a lot of times these judges haven't been through a training camp and see what you put on the line. And then when it comes short, just because they decide, well, maybe I'll throw this round here or throw the round there, I don't agree with them. I'm pretty upset with them. I know it's a hard position to be in, to be the judge. You have to make that decision right there, but I feel like I won." I don't like what she says. I think a lot of times these judges haven't been through a training camp. That has nothing to do with it. All the fighters have been through a training camp. And as Mike Bell said on our podcast, he trains in martial arts, so I'm sure he's seen training camps happen. Mike Bell was a stand-up guy when he's on our podcast. I have no reason to believe that he judged that in any way but what he thought was proper.
Yeah, you know what? I totally agree, especially with Mike. I mean, even if you guys listen to the podcast, nothing sways him, right? Not even the roar, the crowd, nothing. Like he's a straight arrow, right? So, and it's funny because I was watching the fight and I see him in the corner, I'm like, "Hey, Mike, there he is. Just too bad he wasn't rocking the Fight Insight T-shirt, which was a little bit annoying. But what can you do?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, absolutely, Tim. Like I don't know. Like Wood Home, I know she's frustrated. She thought that she took it. She thought she did it now.
Frustrated. Okay, here's to that though. I'm sure her plan was not to hold Vieira against the cage for 5 rounds. Like that wasn't her plan. So it's not like she went out there and executed the plan she had. I'm guessing. And then you get robbed, and you're like, "Holy shit! I did everything I wanted to, and now the judge took away from me." I mean, the fight was an odd fight. That's not how she'd want to win that fight, anyways.
And
So,
she's and she's a striker. She likes to keep it right in the middle. Like I don't think that was part of what she wanted to do. So
and I will say that when you watch that video with the coach, as I showed when Coconut was here, and you see him screaming at her,
Stop accepting her. You need to start hitting her. Right? Do you like being tangled up with her?
he was screaming at her, Prince, the whole fight. I don't know if you caught, there was a moment in the fight where the commentators made a mention that officials had to keep sitting him down. He kept getting up and standing against the cage kind of thing because he was so livid and so mad at what was happening. They had to keep sitting him down. That's the passion from the coach, man. I like that.
Yeah. And that's sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. Go.
No, yeah, absolutely. And that was the drive. And even I was glad they had a really good interpreter as well, because you felt the energy, you felt what he was saying, right? So the translator was amazing as well.
Yeah, that translator was wicked.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And so
to the comment, I do want to point out, sometimes I highlight some of the conversations I have on Instagram. This thing where when Holly Holmes says, I don't think the judges have been through training camps, blah, blah, blah. I responded on that, and that was on MMAfighting.com or MMA Fighting's Instagram. I responded going, training camp doesn't matter. Both girls put in a lot of work. You got to respect the judges. Something along that lines. This guy writes underneath and it goes, "It's a shame you have a combat sports podcast." Sorry. It's a shame you have a combat sports podcast with this take. Marissa EFC at Marissa EFC writes that. And then I write back and I'm like, "Hey man, you mean someone with an opinion of their own, maybe not the popular opinion, but one that some people share?" That's exactly what we try to bring to the table each week. If all you want to do is talk to and hear from people with your own same thoughts and opinions, how are you growing or engaging in interesting conversation? At that point, you're just stagnant. That's why we have fighters, lawyers, doctors, announcers, and judges on our podcast. Different takes, learn stuff, and have fun.
Yeah.
And then the guy writes back. It's so funny. He goes, what does he say? Then he goes, "Damn it, you killed me with kindness," and a legit response. "You've gained a listener." So at Marissa EFC, if you're watching that this week, dude, thank you. I appreciate you. Or dude, girl, whoever you are, I appreciate you. Thank you. But that is the thing, right, Prince? I mean, everybody's got a different opinion. But Mike Bell is a good dude.
No, listen, can I tell you right now?
And that doesn't mean that he's infallible, but it's tough.
I just want to say, anyone that wants to test Timmy B or go into a debate with Timmy B, I will bet my whole house, the shirt off my back, that he will take you to school, and with kindness as well.
Yeah, no. I'm not looking to win the argument. I'm just saying, hey, don't come at me with negativity, right? Let's just talk about it. Let's just talk it out. And what do you see? Like, why do you see it that way? Just come at me with negativity. One guy came at me the other day. He's coming at me, and then I'm like, who's this? And he was like really being harsh. And I look on his profile, and his profile is like his name, and then it goes, "All glory to God, in love to God," or something like that. I'm like, what the hell? Like, this guy's promoting God and love, and then he's coming in comment pot. Like, get out of here, man. Yeah, so Prince, interesting, man. I think if you haven't watched the Mike Bell podcast, do watch it, because it's interesting to hear what he has to say. So good conversation there. Regan was great today, man. She is going to win that goddamn title and then go on to get the world title. Gain 5 pounds. That's no problem. Gain 5 pounds and go kick that girl's ass. Get a world title.
It's crazy how she even said that I have to climb up a weight to get into atom weight. She's like, that's nuts. I know. What's anything below that? Air weight, like air.
Yeah.
Blah.
Prince, we're right at time. Is there anything that you want to say? Anything No sponsor stuff, but anything that you want to talk about?
I mean, listen, I'm just a little pissed off about the Martin game. So
Yeah?
that kind of, it got me going. It's just
Strange.
very strange. I really think that's not cool, right? And you're taking away another great role model, mentor, promoting the community out of the school setting, which you need more of. And with all the stuff, with all the stuff that's happening in the US with the school shootings and all things like this, we need more people like Mark in there promoting, kindness, peace, and learning how to deal with conflicts, right? And he got put in a really bad situation, and now he's got to face the consequences. Now, try and find somebody to run that wrestling program. Now, try.
There's always going to be some nerd that will do it, but Prince, violence is not the answer. But we're not talking about uncontrolled violence here. And I think like people's reaction to boxing may be more that it's violence more so than a sport. And I mean, again, how can there be no goddamn video footage of this in today's world? Why was someone not recording this? Why is this not easy for TMZ to find some kid's Instagram video of this fight?
Yeah.
But I would love to see it. I would love to know, how that went down. What were the rules? What was his involvement in it? I did reach out, just so you know, to a few district attorneys in California already. I've sent out emails and requests so that we can have a district attorney on our podcast. We tried to get one on for Cain Velasquez, but it was the guy that was actually going to try the case, so he couldn't come on. I am trying to get someone from California to come on because I want to know what's the rule around that. What's the rule around mutual combat? Does it apply to minors? How much trouble can a coach or a human being, an adult, a professional, a teacher, how much trouble can someone get in with the law or whatever for allowing people to fight? What's the rule on that?
Yep.
It'll be interesting. So I'm hoping to get a reply from someone in California, and we'll see, just so we can talk to someone of knowledgeable about that kind of thing. But Prince, aside from that, next week, go watch all the episodes of Tough.
Oh man!
Everybody that watches this podcast, go watch the episodes of Tough. You will not be disappointed. Can I say that? Is that I'm kind of hinting? You will not be disappointed in Katniss.
Oh, that's good. That's like
you'll not be disappointed. You will want to watch the video. That's what I'm trying to say, right? Like, you will not be disappointed. She's also very personable on her Instagram. And Prince, can I also say, just very quickly, sorry, I know we're a couple minutes long here, but that's okay.
No worries.
Guess how many followers she has? She's on Tough 30. No, don't look at anything.
Okay, sorry.
Yes. Guess how many followers she has as a contestant under Tough 30?
200K?
No, oh my God. Okay, are you out of whack with reality here? No, she's got 84,000 followers.
Damn, I was going to say.
That's a friggin' lot of followers for a fighter who is only on Tough, I'll say. I'm going to ask her that. How the hell did you get 84,000 followers? Now, you look at her Instagram, maybe that's why. But that's a very good following for her. So, anyways, very excited to speak with her. Prince, we'll go watch Tough. Right?
Definitely.
Go sign my petition for no more Aquamans ever.
Signed already.
Yeah, thank you. I think that's it, buddy. We're good?
Yeah, we're good. Solid. Guys, remember, subscribe, follow us on Instagram, subscribe to us on YouTube, and listen to us on Spotify as well. Again, you guys can follow us on Twitter and TikTok. TikTok is bumping, so you guys got to check us out over there. All right?
A little overzealous, marching her down. That's the way of the right.
Speed that. You got to speed that up.
Chop, chop.
Chop, chop. All right. See you later, Prince.
Take care, man.
Have a good one. Bye.